This is it, 69 votes. That's the number that separated the candidates in the St. Pete mayoral primary back in August. Such a close margin, there's really no telling what might happen at the polls tomorrow between Mayor Rick Kriseman and former Mayor Rick Baker. Nightside reporter Mark Rivera shows you what's really at stake at the polls tomorrow.
If you don't think your vote counts, I'm here to tell you it does. Just a few dozen people, fewer than a busload, maybe a couple rows in a movie theater, gave Mayor Rick Kriseman the edge over Rick Baker in the primary. And it's still a tight race going into the general election. This race holds the future for how many more gallons of raw sewage may be dumped into Tampa Bay. The same goes with whether the Rays will stay in the city or how millions of dollars will need to be spent redeveloping Tropicana Field if they leave. And it has gotten nasty.
Rick Kriseman may be the most incompetent mayor in America.
Ads from Rick Baker have attacked Kriseman and members of his staff head on. And ones from Kriseman tie Baker to President Trump.
He sided with Sarah Palin and Donald Trump.
Our 10 News political expert says you have to go back more than 20 years to find an election this negative. Back to 1994, an election decided between East and West St. Pete and full of race-related controversy. Now we have the most expensive mayor's race in history at a time when cities like St. Pete are being watched nationally as an indicator of how well President Trump is doing.
But it also will be who controls this part of the region in the upcoming gubernatorial election, the United States Senate election here in Florida, and then, of course, in 2020 when the presidential election happens again. Because if Rick Baker becomes mayor, will he help Donald Trump for re-election in 2020 and give him an edge in the state of Florida? Or if Rick Kriseman is re-elected to mayor, will he be able to help support the Democratic candidate and maybe win Florida back for the Democrats? That's why local politics matters.
So go and vote. Mark Rivera, 10 News.
You can start voting at 7 a.m. tomorrow. If you need to find your polling place or you want to learn a little bit more about the candidates and the races across the Bay Area, you can find that information on our website, WTSP.com.